Every site administrator and all food personnel are required by the federal government to complete the Summer Food Service Program training. Training is required so that individuals involved in all levels of administration of programs that receive federal financial assistance understand federal laws, regulations, instructions, policies, and other guidance. Today's training will cover civil rights training, Summer Food Service Program description, food handling and safety overview, record keeping and monitoring, and ordering procedures. Section 1, Civil Rights. The Summer Food Service Program, also known as SFSP, does not discriminate on the basis of race, color, national origin, age, sex, or disability. Discrimination is defined as different treatment which makes a distinction of one person or a group of persons from others, either intentionally, by neglect, or by the actions or lack of actions based on certain criteria. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, to qualify for federal financial assistance, the program application must be accompanied by a written assurance that the program or facility will be operated in compliance with the civil rights laws and implementing non-discrimination regulations. A civil rights assurance statement must be incorporated in all agreements between federal and state agencies, state and SFSP sponsors, and SFSP sponsors and their subrecipients. What does this mean for your site? Ensure that meals are served to all children regardless of race, color, national origin, sex, age, or disability. The agency must prominently display the "And Justice for All" poster. Provide appropriate information in alternative formats for persons with disabilities or in the appropriate languages for LEP persons. Any material that mentions the words SFSP or Summer Feeding Program must include this statement on the bottom. This institution is an equal opportunity provider. At a minimum, the full non-discrimination statement must be on application forms, notification of eligibility or ineligibility, notification of adverse action, program webpage, and public information, including program literature. The full non-discrimination statement is shown on the screen. As elements of public notification, state agencies and their subrecipients must inform potentially eligible persons, applicants, participants, and community organizations of programs or changes in programs. Convey the message of equal opportunity in all photos and other graphics that are used to provide program or program-related information. Section 2, Summer Food Service Program Description. The purpose of SFSP is to ensure low-income children continue to receive nutritious meals when school is not in session. For eligibility, all sites must have a recorded pre-operational visit from the food bank, a Department of Health inspection specifically for your summer program, a signed agreement with the food bank signed by the head of your organization. Who can participate in SFSP? Persons aged 18 years or younger, regardless of income. If the person is older than 18, they may participate only if both of these conditions apply, determined by a state or local educational agency to be mentally or physically disabled. They are persons participating in public or private nonprofit school programs for the disabled during the school year. All children, regardless of race, color, national origin, sex, age, or disability. Each breakfast and lunch service will consist of a shelf-stable boxed meal and a shelf-stable 8-ounce milk. All participants must be served a complete meal and it must be consumed on site at the time of service. Meal considerations. Serve the same meal to all children, unless there is an allergy consideration. Follow the cycle menu outlined on the program menu calendar. Please notify the food bank as soon as possible if there will be any additions or changes to the cycle menu. Serve only in pre-approved locations at the approved time. No parents or siblings over 18 may eat program food. No program adults may eat either. These meals are non-reimbursable. It is important to remember that sites will be financially responsible for food costs for any meals served that are not claimable due to non-compliance with SFSP state regulations. Sites will be financially responsible for food over what the site consumed. How to get started. Order the number of meals that you will need. Pick up program food from the food bank at the prearranged time. Count and check meals at the time of pickup. Store meal kits properly in a secure location and at least 6 inches off the floor. Keep a copy of the pickup invoice with other records. Count each meal at the point of service. Section 3. Food Handling and Safety Overview. Food handlers must wash their hands thoroughly before serving food. Food handlers should wear disposable gloves when serving food. All children must wash their hands with warm soap and water, not just sanitizer, and dry their hands with disposable towels before meal service. Everyone should wash their hands frequently and properly, especially after coughing, sneezing, touching hair or face, etc. Staff and students should keep the food service area clean, wiped down, and sanitized. Shelf-stable food should be stored 6 inches off the floor in a secure area. Empty garbage cans after each meal service. Maintain pest control at the site. And for safety, please have an action plan for your site concerning discipline, security, and safety of children and adults, emergency evacuation, allergic reactions, etc. Please have a fire extinguisher and first aid kit on hand. Section 4. Record keeping and monitoring. All required reporting forms are in your monthly record folder. The menu calendar, the eligibility record or roster, daily sheets for breakfast and lunch, known as the meal count sheet, discrimination complaint form, all order forms and invoices. Let's look over the requirements for each form. The menu calendar. Each site must follow the monthly preset menu cycle. Changes are allowed only for food allergies. Document any variation in the menu or service, such as allergies. Roster. Print facility name at the top. Print new participant names to the end of the list as they are added to your program. All participants 18 and under are eligible for free meals. No parents or older siblings are eligible. Daily meal count form. A separate form is required for each meal type served. Complete all site info at the top of the form. Name, address, supervisor's name, and the meal served. Cross out each number as a child receives a meal. This is considered point of service. The meal must include milk. Meals available from the previous day will always be 0. Line 3, second meals will always be 0. No second meals are reimbursed. Line 4, program adults will always be 0. No program adult meals are reimbursed. Line 5, non-program adults will always be 0. Line 6 should be the same number as line 2. Line 7, you may have a few damaged meals, but it should be rare. You should have no incomplete meals. Line 8, leftover, will be 0. The site supervisor must sign and date the form. As the SFSP site supervisor, you must keep the records each day. Keep records based on the actual counts taken. Keep a separate form for each meal service. Sign each meal count form. Email the roster and meal count to Susan Garcia, Program Director at foodbanknla.org, each day by 4 p.m. Discrimination complaint form. Make a copy of the enclosed form and complete it in the event of a discrimination complaint. Call the food bank immediately and fax the form to 318-675-2440 if a complaint is made for any reason. Inventory. Complete inventory form weekly. Fax inventory form and weekly meal count sheet to the food bank at 318-675-2440 each Friday after the last meal of the day has been served. Record responsibilities. Turn in all records at the end of each month to the food bank by the 5th of the following month. You must deliver to the food bank. It is imperative that we receive your paperwork in a timely manner. We are required to keep these records on file for 3 years. Sites must keep all records up to date and accurate. Sites must turn in records on time. Monitoring and site visits. Monitoring from the food bank will consist of one visit within the first 2 weeks, a second visit before the program shuts down, and both visits will be unannounced. Always be prepared for a potential visit from the state SFSP office, the federal SFSP office, or the local health department. Monitors will be looking for site records kept together and organized. The daily meal count matches the monitor's count, and the meals served matches the menu calendar. The meals are served strictly during the pre-approved times. All food safety rules are being followed, such as food being stored correctly, and all food service and eating areas are kept clean. And the ability to explain all records. You must have a staff member present during all meal services that have attended mandatory SFSP training. Please train all staff members on all aspects of SFSP so they may run operations in case of your absence. Section 5, Ordering Procedures. When placing an order, follow the provided calendar menu. You must allow 24 hours between ordering and pickup. Email the order to agencyrelations@foodbanknla.org. The warehouse is open for pickups from Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Keep order invoices with your records when picking up food and milk from the food bank. Verify your order is correct before leaving the food bank premises. Contact the food bank immediately if you cannot make your pickup time or have to reschedule an alternative date. It is your responsibility to pick up food and milk. All food and milk must be stored on site. If you have any questions about the Summer Food Service Program, please contact the Food Bank's Director of Programs and Agencies, Susan Garcia. Email address is programdirector@foodbanknla.org or call the Food Bank at 318-675-2400, extension 105. Thank you for completing the Summer Food Service Program training with the Food Bank of Northwest Louisiana.